Listen up. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast belong solely to the podcast participants, and not to any participant's employer, organization, committee, or other group or individual. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. You know, for fun. So lighten up and enjoy. Look at you over there.
Oh, no.
Stomping Jen.
What?
I forgot how to do this.
You better remember right quick.
I was just looking at all the buttons and testing them out and trying to figure out how to run a podcast. It's been like 7 months since we've recorded an episode.
We recorded 7 months ago.
Something like that. I don't think we're back, though. There's a lot of questions. Does this mean we're back? We'll talk about it, but I don't think we're back. Do you think we're back?
I don't know what that means.
Well, listeners, if you're tuning into this and you're wondering, are we back? I don't know. I think we're going to talk about it, right?
Baby's got back.
Are you talking about me? I do have a nice, voluptuous rear end. It has been talked about many times on this podcast, and by at least one massage therapist. All right, well, why don't we get into it, okay?
That sounds great.
Let's run the intro music.
The Soft Serve Podcast.
Creamy, delicious ideas without the creepy truck. Well, I am not going to sing to you, as has been the custom in the past, Stomping Jen.
There was a custom of you singing?
For a while. For many of our past hundreds of episodes, I would open the podcast by singing to you.
Oh.
But let's start by reintroducing ourselves to our listeners, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I?
Sawtooth, Frank.
Right. Also Brad, right?
Sure.
We gave up the, what do you call that?
Pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms, handles. You can burp right into the microphone. That's fine.
It's okay.
And you're Stomping Jen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Jen. Okay. And this is our little podcast.
Our little podcast.
Yep. That I had to beg you to do this week.
You didn't have to beg me. You said you want to do one, and then you were insecure about doing it the entire time.
Me? Insecure?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I am the most secure person you've ever met.
Sure, Jan.
Yeah, well...
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Well, before the intro music, we were talking about whether or not we were back. And we've been on break for a long time, right? Months. I think the last time we did an episode was after the holidays of last year. It's the holidays of this year now, right?
Are we a holiday only? Are we like South Park? We just put out random shit whenever we feel like it.
Yeah, we could be a holiday-only podcast. What do you think about that?
It's not a holiday. What holiday is it right now?
It's, what's that tree day?
Arbor Day? That's
Arbor
in like
Day.
spring.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Why don't they have one of those in the fall? We should
they have
celebrate
Thanksgiving and like harvest.
We should celebrate the trees as they go to sleep, right?
We should sing them a lullaby.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make
sleep,
Are you gonna make a lullaby for the trees?
little tree, I see your leaves are falling in the spring. I'm going to drain your blood and turn it into sweet syrup. Go to sleep.
You're making me fall asleep.
Jesus Christ, we'll wake up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, okay. That was a little bit of singing. For those of our listeners, those of you who have missed my singing, there you go.
I'm sure there were so many of them out there.
Oh my God. Well, here's what's interesting. I assumed that nobody, once we stopped publishing episodes, would be listening at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of just logged in the last couple of days just to make sure like it was still there, right? In preparation of maybe uploading an episode. You know what I saw? In the last week, we've had over 500 downloads.
Who's downloading?
I don't know, and so I was looking at the list of the top 10 most popular episodes in the last week, and it's all like random shit from over the last 5 years we've been doing this.
Okay.
So, in no particular order, we have the 2023 holiday special that we did last year, like our last episode. We have our 2023 Thanksgiving special.
What?
Yeah. The New Jersey Shore and overwashing with the bidet episode.
What?
Yeah. Apparently I was...
Overwashing with the bidet.
Well, I like the sensation of the water
We have a new bidet.
splashing upon my anus.
We have a new one.
It's a very refreshing feeling.
But we have a new one.
Yeah, we do have this new one. You can talk about it if you want in a little bit, or if you want to talk about it now.
We're not allowed to talk about it right now.
Well, you can. I was just trying to go through this list of what people
right.
seem to be listening to.
So we're putting a pin in the bidet conversation.
Let's see. This is 2 years ago. A beach trip that we took. Sugary cereals.
I do love sugary cereals.
Somebody shit their pants, apparently. Either you or me.
It definitely wasn't me.
Don't blame that on me. Let's see, the wasp attack episode. Remember when you got attacked by wasps? Remember? I remember that. Anyways, isn't that crazy? Our Christmas special from 2022?
Ho, ho, ho!
So people are still listening. What I think they're doing, right, is we have these 200-something episodes just sitting out there.
Yeah.
Social media posts for everyone. People are just finding the show and listening to it, and I think working their way through the catalog. Which is kind of interesting. Well, but nobody communicates with us at all.
Do people really communicate with podcasts?
No, they don't. I don't. I'm a rabid podcast listener. I don't communicate with my podcast.
Yeah.
That I listen to. I mean, there's some that I never miss, right? That I love. Mm-hmm. So anyways, so it doesn't really answer the question, are we back? I don't think we're back. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, I just got lost in thought because I'm watching this show. I'm like 3/4 of the way through.
Okay.
I keep forgetting what it's called. Nobody Wants This.
Right, yeah, you're talking about that.
Yeah, anyways, like they have a podcast and like they're trying to get like launched as a podcast, but they have a podcast. Like I don't even know what that means.
Oh, maybe it means getting on a podcast network or something.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, over the years, we were approached by people who wanted us to like be sponsored by them potentially and advertise on our show. I was like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm glad because I ran out of energy and we stopped doing this.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody was paying you.
Well, then we would keep doing it.
I know. But still.
Oh, look, you have a list there.
I know. So I don't think we're back. I've said this before in previous episodes. Something happened after my father died. Or just all of the desire to do this went out of me.
You just needed a break.
I don't think it was a break.
No.
I think I was trying to prove something.
To who?
My father, apparently.
I'm not sure that's true.
Well, he didn't listen to this.
Right.
But...
So what's the point?
Well, anyways, maybe I'm back. Maybe we're back. I don't know. All right, that's enough about being
TBD.
back. All right, so in the last 7 or 8 months, maybe 9 months since we put out an episode, we've been pretty busy. Right? There's been a lot, and we're not going to spend... We could be here 8 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Let's just run down the list.
You have a list, thank God, because I don't have a list.
I turned 50.
Hooray.
Right?
Boop-boom.
Sawtooth is 50 now. How crazy is that? How does it feel to be married to an old man?
This is not news to me.
Oh, it's not?
No, sorry.
All right, we went to Ireland.
Oh, yeah, we did.
In the spring.
It's true, we did.
What did you think about that?
We didn't do like an Ireland special?
No, we didn't do an Ireland special.
Oh.
Did you have fun in Ireland?
Yeah, it was like so long ago.
I told you, I must have had COVID or something, because the whole thing feels like a fever dream to me.
Well, because we were very busy.
I mean, we were there for a week. We were jet lagged.
We did a lot in a week.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest take home from the Ireland trip, I think, was that I'm a gigantic pussy and I can't drive on the other side of the road.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm so glad that was your takeaway.
Yeah, that was the lesson. I tried it for a day and a half.
No, it wasn't even.
No.
It was a couple of hours.
I mean, you have got tits of steel. I don't know how you did it. The roads over there, first of all, are incredibly narrow. They're usually lined by these jagged rock walls, right? Mm-hmm. And people drive really fast and on the other side of the road, and the steering wheel's on the other side. It's just, it was too much for me to handle.
No, you couldn't. Spatially, you couldn't handle it.
No, somehow you, though, took to it like a fish to water.
We had a drive, and you were apparently not capable. So, and then that one morning where you insisted that you could do it.
Yeah,
and you got mad at me because I said, I think for everyone's sanity that I should just drive. And you turned, I can do it.
Did I do it?
No, I got in the passenger side in the car and the kids were looking at me like, what the fuck? And I said, your dad said he's going to drive.
Then what happened?
You got to the car and you said, nope. You took one look at the the wheel and you were like, nope.
Yeah. Anyways, that terrified me, but it was a good trip. I mean, we drove all the fuck around the country.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, it was nonstop. We were basically, I don't think we stayed in one place.
No, we did.
Nights.
We stayed in one place for 2 nights.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the funnest place that I booked, but it was awful.
So you had tried to book us a room in this castle. Mm-hmm. It turns out we were in the detached servants' quarters, which...
The house, that was not... Yeah. That was like a good, quarter mile away from the castle
What town was that in? Do you remember?
No.
I don't know. But anyways, it was beautiful. And after we got over the initial shock of being relegated to servants' quarters, we had a good time.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. The food over there was great. The people were really nice. I mean, it's a stunningly beautiful country. Mm-hmm. I mean, absolutely amazing. I almost died on the cliffs of Moher.
Oh, yeah.
By doing a solo hike in a rainstorm. I almost got blown off the cliff.
Yeah.
It was a good trip. I really enjoyed it. Let's see what else happened over the last year. I cut off all of my long hair and shaved my beard. Mm-hmm. So I now have a handlebar mustache. Mm-hmm. Wait, no.
Yeah.
No, the kids told me I can't. Space Unicorn and Ted have told me, our teenagers have told me that it's not a handlebar mustache. They said it's a Fu Manchu.
Oh, yeah, it's a Fu Manchu.
Now, I don't know the difference, but that sounds politically incorrect to me.
No,
Fu Manchu.
That's what it's called.
All right, well, I think it's a handlebar mustache.
No, a handlebar means you could hold onto it like handles, like on a bike.
Yeah.
You don't have that. It goes straight down.
Well, it's like the mustache that the guy the lead singer of Metallica has, James Hetfield. It's a Hetfield. Let's call it a Hetfield, okay?
Sure.
It's a Hetfield. All right, I did that. That's it. Those are my big developments. I'm having prostate issues.
What?
I told you this.
No, sorry. Go backwards. Those are your big what?
Developments. The word didn't come out right.
It did not come out right.
No, but let's see. I'm having prostate issues. I think my prostate is enlarged.
I love how this is your highlights of 2024 so far.
What?
We went to Ireland and your prostate is enlarged and you turned 50.
Yeah, but I think I'm going
to go back. Nothing else happened.
What else happened?
I'm just saying nothing else happened to anybody.
Those were my big updates. So I wanted to turn to you.
We got a new bidet. We could talk about the bidet.
Talk about the bidet.
Well, because we're redoing our bathrooms. The upstairs is complete. Yeah. And that was a big project.
Well, yeah, and the old bidets we had were these things called it was the Tushy brand.
Yeah, it was the cheapest version.
Right, but you have upgraded us to these robotic bidets.
They're Totos.
Totos. I have to say I am pretty impressed by them.
You did not. You were not into the whole
So now that they are redoing our other bathroom,
You're forced to use the upstairs.
I'm using the upstairs bathroom that has the new bidet in it, and I'm impressed by it. Mm-hmm. So, like, when it senses you coming and you not orgasming.
No, it's not.
What?
When it senses your arrival.
Yeah. So, like, when you sit down on it, right, it cleans itself automatically.
Well, it sprays something so when you poop, it doesn't stink.
But it also, wait, what do you mean?
It has like a primer mist, like a primer.
Do you have to fill that thing?
I don't think so. You do have to clean it. We don't know. I have the manual somewhere.
Well, anyways.
It's very complicated. It comes with a remote, people.
All right. Well, anyways, the point of it, the point I was making is, though, it cleans itself. Mm-hmm. It, like, blows air. It's heated. The seat is heated. The water's heated.
Yes, because we got plugs put in behind the toilet so we could do this.
Right. And so now I'm overwashing even more because the water is warm. Right?
You're overwashing?
Yeah. It feels even more welcoming.
Instead of the cold, icy blast.
I mean, I was used to the cold, but this is just, it's a level of luxury I'm not accustomed to.
And it's like 3 different ways it can spray.
No, I don't know that. I just go with whatever the standard one is.
You don't even play with the remote?
No. No, I just reach over and I just hit the little, I don't even take the remote off of the wall. I just reach over and I push the little button. Isn't that fun?
So you don't use the air dryer?
It does it automatically.
What button do you press?
The symbol with the buttocks and the water spraying up.
You're not hitting the front one, are you? There's a front cleaner for girls.
What do you mean?
There's a front cleaner.
Do you poop out of your vagina?
No.
Am I missing something?
It's a front cleaner for your vajayjay.
Why do you have to clean that thing?
You're not supposed to clean it, but like...
I thought you weren't supposed to.
Like when you're menstruating, it's nice to like clean up the area down there.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. It's a nice little feature.
I don't think I've used the front feature.
I hope you
No, and I haven't been menstruating.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Okay.
All
right. I didn't know it had that. Well, that's good. So
it's a picture with the girl with the long hair.
It's a girl. Oh, I thought that was a waterfall. I didn't know what it did. It's a girl with long hair? Oh, I thought it was just like a waterfall.
No, it's a...
Well, I hit it and it didn't do anything.
I don't think you're using the bidet correctly.
But shouldn't it spray me in the balls at least? Right?
Probably.
Oh, maybe
you need to experiment with
Well,
this
now
thing.
that I'm 50, maybe my balls are so old and leathery they don't have much feeling left. That could be it.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyways, I'm enjoying this new bidet.
Yes, and our downstairs bathroom will be done hopefully in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Very excited about the new bathrooms.
And I think it'll be longer than a week, but
I don't think so.
it'll be good. Yeah. Be nice.
Yeah.
Our old bathrooms are kind of gross.
They were so gross we didn't realize how gross they were until we got the upstairs completed and how lovely it is.
Yeah, and your design aesthetic was good. Although I helped.
It's really funny. I was trying to look for something for the contractor.
Yeah.
So I was looking through the Pinterest that I had put together for your inspo boards. And like everything that I put in there is basically what we ended up with.
Yeah, I mean, we put in black tile on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Hexagonal tile.
Got this really beautiful tub for upstairs. Mm-hmm. It's a deep tub, very deep. Mm-hmm. And sort of the color scheme for all the metal in the bathrooms is matte black, and they call this modern brass.
Yeah.
It's not quite that.
It's not chromey gold.
It's not chromey gold, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cost a fucking fortune, but it's beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying and being in those spaces.
Yeah. It came out nice.
I like to wash my asshole with warm water and look at the
bidet it and enjoy our new
and look at the fixtures.
Aesthetically pleasing bathroom.
It's nice. Yeah. So okay, so that project has been going on for a couple months and over most of the summer.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that I think we're consumed with is Ted and being a senior.
Yeah, well, I have that on my list here.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Just to recap people. No, about the summer. It was kind of a boring summer.
It wasn't boring.
Well, Space Unicorn went away all summer again. And Ted stayed here all summer and worked and sort of trying to figure out his college plan. Because he's a senior this year. He's 17. He's trying to figure that out. And so it was sort of a, summer with a little bit of stress related to that. But I think he's got it figured out.
Yeah.
And I think, but that's occupying a lot of our time.
Yes.
Is this college preparation.
It's true. But we had a fun summer.
Yeah, we did a couple things.
I went to a whole bunch of fun shows.
We went
this summer.
We got up to Maine for a weekend.
We did.
You and me went up there for a couple nights. That was fun. We went to go see a show, Mannequin Pussy. Remember that? Mm-hmm. That was good. Our friend Shivering Jim, who's been on this podcast before, recommended it to us.
Yeah, we've been going to see a bunch of random shows with him lately.
Yeah, it was like a female punk band. They had one male member who was the bassist. Mm-hmm. But the woman who is the front of that band has some like serious charisma.
Well, it was funny because our friend had seen them out somewhere in his travels. So
the Midwest, I think he's at the Mall of America.
Yeah. And so the show we saw, she did this whole show with like a sultry whisper thing going on. And he was like, at the end, was like, that was not what she did the last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Yeah, it struck me as being very Nirvana-esque, sort of the softness and then the explosive energy.
The yelling of pussy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, yeah, she had the whole crowd whispering pussy, right?
Not whispering.
What?
Shouting.
Shouting it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember?
I was a little taken by her.
Avi.
She was something else.
Avi.
She was a powerhouse. And the music was good. It was like very up my alley in terms of the politics, very progressive, anti-authoritarian, anti-fascist, which is important right now. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Talk a lot about that, actually.
Oh, great.
I know. Well, after we're done with our summer recap, I'm going to spend some time telling people how to vote.
Oh, well, we should finish our summer recap
before
we move on.
Mannequin Pussy. Then we saw another band that took me right back to our college years called Soul Coughing.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Soul Coughing show?
That wasn't in the summer, but that's okay.
Yeah, it was.
It was September 29th.
That's still summer.
Okay.
It's before the autumnal equinox.
I think it's September 21st.
Oh, okay. Well.
Anyways, we did see Soul Coughing. Thank you very much for coming to that show with me. You were not that interested in coming. But it was super fun. It was a band I really, really, really enjoyed in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Mid to late 90s.
We're going the distance.
No, that's Cake, honey.
Oh, that's Cake.
You keep confusing them.
Step aside and let the man go through.
Yes, that is Soul Coughing.
Step aside and let the man go through.
Anyways.
Step aside and let the man go through.
I'm sure you don't have on the list all of the fun shows that I got to see this summer.
No.
So,
why don't you tell people?
So let's see. We went to Justin Timberlake.
This is right after he got pinched for drunk driving.
He got pinched. It was the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
That was the big kickoff to the summer for me. And then with the same group of friends, I saw New Kids on the Block, which was a total vibe because it was DJ Jazzy Jeff without the Fresh Prince and Paula Abdul and New Kids on the Block. And it was so 80s. It was so cheesy. And those men, I swear to God, they're like completely embracing the cheesiness of like their being out there and making music. And they're just having such a fun time with it. So I highly recommend, even if you didn't listen to New Kids on the Block, if you get the opportunity to see them live, it's a super fun show.
That's good. They took off their shirts, right?
It was a little Chippendales. It was a little weird. It was a lot of fun. What else did I see this summer? Oh, we saw Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Madonna.
And Violent Femmes. That was in January.
What?
Huh?
January?
Yeah, that was in January.
Oh.
Yeah.
Violent Femmes.
Violent Femmes.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
What else?
What else did I see this summer?
It's a lot of shows. What was I doing when you saw those shows?
You were at home.
Oh.
Oh, I saw James Taylor at Tanglewood on July 4th.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, is not a thing I would have done.
What a snoozer.
It was a super fun, chill time at Tanglewood, though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I had never been on the lawn at
Oh,
Tanglewood.
didn't you picnic?
Yeah, it was super fun.
Okay.
It was very chill.
I'm glad you had a good time.
What else did we do?
I think that's it.
That can't be
I
it.
didn't do anything.
There was some more mixed in.
No, there's nothing. I told you, it was a boring summer.
When was the Santa? That was in April.
Yeah. Well, tell people, what is Santa? Nobody knows what that is. That's insider fanboy ball. I'll tell people.
Yeah, you tell people.
Hold on, I'm going to
Santa
sneeze.
is.
Hold on.
Bless you.
I gotta sniff this one into existence. I guess it's not going to happen. So Santa is it was a show for one of Jen's favorite singers, Maynard James Keenan. He's the singer of Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Pussifer. And for his 60th birthday, he went on tour with Pussifer, A Perfect Circle, and Primus, who I am all Primused out.
They were fun, though. You liked that one song?
They were good in that context,
Yeah.
because it was very short doses of Primus.
Yeah, it was three songs by each band, twice, and then the last trio was songs that were in the style of each of the bands, but they were new songs that were created for this tour. Yeah.
Right. So that was a good show.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it. And we're going to see them again, right?
Yeah.
When?
May.
It feels like a long
25.
time away.
It is. And we're going to see Deftones in April. I'm so excited.
Oh, Deftones, yeah.
Dragging you to that show.
Yeah, I remember buying one of their albums once. I think it was called White Horse or something. White Pony. Do you know that album?
Yeah.
What's it called?
White Pony.
Is it White Pony? Yeah, they had a hit in the 2000s.
They had a hit.
They've only had one hit.
They've had more.
No. They're basically a one-hit wonder.
No, they're not at all.
No, you liking them doesn't
No.
make them popular.
Sorry, you're wrong.
They are a niche
Wrong.
band with a huge following. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to diminish their success or cultural relevance in their little circle, but they never gained huge national popularity. They had one hit in the early 2000s.
I disagree. I need to confirm this information.
You don't need to.
I do.
You don't need to look it up.
They were not a one-hit wonder.
They were a one-hit wonder.
No, wrong.
I bet you they didn't even have I bet you they're not even a one-hit wonder. They never had a number one hit.
Let's see. Deftones chart history. Popularity chart? Highest charting song?
Yeah, highest charting song.
Okay, let's see. Change in the House of Flies, which is one of my favorite songs.
Okay, where did it chart?
Number 3.
Number 3, right. So never had a number one hit song.
My Own Summer Shove It.
Yeah, where did it chart?
Now it's giving me the highest charting songs.
Okay, what are the highest charting songs for Deftones?
Notable songs by Deftones includes Minerva, peaked at number 15 in 2003. Hexagram, peaked at number 68.
Okay, can you just admit that you're
Digital
wrong?
Bath.
Okay.
That's a good song.
Look at me.
What?
Put your phone down and look at
No.
me. Just look at me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not trying to take away your enjoyment of Deftones, but what I said is true.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I still love them. And I'm very excited to go see them.
I'm glad you love them. I'm glad
And-
you enjoy it.
And the Mars Volta is opening for them.
Do you know who also never had a number one song?
Probably the Mars Volta.
No. Pink Floyd.
What? That can't be true.
Maybe Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 hit number one.
Now I need to know that
But
information.
other than that song, they've never had a number one charting
That
song.
doesn't seem right at all.
It is true.
Pink Floyd,
Yes.
highest chart.
Yeah, highest charting song.
Highest charting
It's
single.
Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Yeah.
Number 1 for
Yeah.
4 weeks in 1980.
That's it. Okay? And there's no band I love more than Pink Floyd, and I am okay saying they are a one-hit wonder.
They're definitely not a one-hit wonder.
All right, let's move on. Anything else from the summer you want to tell us about?
What else do we do?
You got to hang out with me. What else is there?
We went to New Jersey once.
Yeah, we got to see the nieces, the 4 nieces.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere else.
Yeah,
Maine and Jersey.
It was a quiet summer.
It was pretty quiet.
Very quiet summer. Right. I mean, I spent most of the summer thinking about the election, which, as we record this and as this comes out, will be in less than 2 weeks.
I already voted.
You did vote.
Yeah, yesterday.
Right? So I'm just gonna go on record here. I think it's important. Okay. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast now, right? I doubt anybody who listens to this is on the fence.
I don't see how anybody could be on the fence. The whole thing just gives me...
Well, there's this category of voter out there called the low information voter, right? Basically dumbasses who don't know which way to go because they are deliberately ignorant of what's happening in terms of this election, okay? And they need some convincing. But I don't even think anything you do to convince them will help, maybe. So I take this back. I'm not even trying to convince those people because I don't think, if you're sitting here right now not sure who to vote for, okay, you're just going to walk into that vote and you might as well flip a fucking coin. Now, I'm going to try to convince you not to flip a coin and vote for Kamala Harris.
Well, there's also like a whole faction of people that don't want to vote within the 2-party system. Yeah,
well, with this particular election, fuck those people, okay? And put aside your personal feelings and do what's right for this country, okay? Now, I am endorsing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Now, who are you voting for? Who did you vote for?
I already voted for them.
Who did you vote for? Are you going to tell us?
Harris.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you why, okay? I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Okay? Ready? I'm
ready.
This is just not going to be about why you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump. I'm going to get to that. Okay? But I'm going to try to get through this quickly. Right? Because I don't want people to fall asleep. All right. Kamala Harris, okay, is the kind of progressive that I think we need in the White House, okay? What do I mean by progressive? Okay? I mean somebody who puts people over policy. Okay? People over money. Okay? People over the military. Right? And she has the kind of policies that I support across a wide range of issues. Healthcare. Okay? Climate change. She's not a climate denier, right? She believes in climate change. Criminal justice system reform. Yes, she was a former prosecutor, but she has also acknowledged that we need to reform the criminal justice system, right? We're putting too many people in jail. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're putting too many people of color in jail, right? So we need to put an end to that. And she has acknowledged that she needs to make a shift, okay, from her past experience as a prosecutor. But I think her past experience as a prosecutor will aid her in helping to reform the criminal justice system, okay?
Okay.
She has the kind of focus on racial and gender equality that I think is important, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She, along with President Biden, have supported policies that reduce race and gender disparities, okay?
Mm-hmm.
and are focused on the kind of social justice reforms I think we need to continue to make. As she says, we can't go back.
Can't go back.
Although the Supreme Court has brought us back.
Right.
And we need to fix that. That's a problem. But I think she'll work on that and help fix that. We talked about this before. She's not a fucking climate change denier, right? She's an environmental advocate. And she's a strong proponent, along with Joe Biden, has a record of trying to address climate change, okay? Enough with denying. I'm sick of people who deny everything. Okay, there are facts. There is a reality, right? And I'm sick of these conservatives on the right trying to tell us that what we see isn't real.
Right.
Right. So she's gonna continue to work on fixing the environment. Okay. This one's really important. She's going to expand healthcare access. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Affordable Care Act, right?
Yep.
Some people call that Obamacare. Every time Donald Trump has had an opportunity, he has tried to get rid of it.
I thought you weren't going to anti-Donald Trump.
I'm going to get to that. But what I'm saying is she will strengthen healthcare. I happen to think healthcare is a human right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in our country should be afforded healthcare.
Yeah.
Affordable healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay?
Not just for the rich and privileged.
Right. Do I need to say this? You're a woman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get over here. Let me check.
The bidet will tell you.
Yes. All right. She supports women's rights, obviously.
Right.
Kamala
Reproductive
Harris is a woman.
freedoms.
Right.
Reproductive rights.
Right. If we can elect her, if we can get a Democrat Congress.
I mean, that's the other issue.
Let's not even think about that. Right? If we can get those two things, they will pass laws that will codify national access to abortion. We need that.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. This is really important to me. Okay. She is a proponent of working with our international allies. Okay. Some people call that diplomacy. Right? She will not get rid of NATO. She will strengthen NATO. She will expand NATO. And in the face of what's happening over there in Europe right now with Ukraine and North Korea's involvement in Ukraine and the Chinese, we need a strong NATO. Okay? And she's going to make sure that we continue to have a strong
What's that
NATO.
other anti-NATO
Yeah.
align? What is that? Brazil, Russia. Isn't it like braces or something?
Braces?
No,
I have no idea.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't care about that other alliance. NATO is the one. NATO's the
I
important
thought you were
alliance.
paying attention.
Okay. All right, let's see. Another reason I'm voting for her. She and Joe Biden, okay, they came in and they dealt with this pandemic like adults.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I feel like they showed what strong federal leadership can accomplish. Okay. Her predecessor, handling the pandemic was a fucking clown show.
Yep.
He got up there and he's talking about injecting bleach into the veins, filling the lungs with light. Okay. Taking horse tranquilizers and horse dewormers.
Dewormers?
Dewormers.
Dewormers?
Okay. The other thing she's going to do is defend our democratic institutions. Okay. Vice President Harris is on the record talking about the importance of protecting voting rights and expanding access to voting, stopping voter suppression, okay, and strengthening our democratic institutions.
I mean, not firing all of the lifelong civil servants.
Right.
The non-biased.
Right. All right. And finally,
Yeah.
okay, she has a platform that focuses on unity and inclusion. Okay, and this may sound stupid, but also joyfulness.
I don't think it sounds stupid at all.
You listen to this fucking Trump.
He's all fire.
He's all about tearing people apart. Okay.
Hellscapes. The world's falling around.
The world's falling around us. He's a disaster. Okay, and he's going to turn our country into a fucking disaster. And I'm done with it. I'm done with this Trump. Mostly because he represents a threat to democracy itself. This fucking sneeze won't come. Hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Okay, that's better.
Feel better?
I've been fighting that sneeze through that whole litany about why you should vote for Harris. I should go back and redo it all, right?
No.
Okay. So let me talk about why Trump is such a threat to democracy, okay? We saw this in 2020. His refusal to commit to a peaceful transfer of power. Okay, this fucking cunt, Donald Trump, right now is out there talking about how he will only commit to a peaceful transfer of power, right?
If he wins.
If he wins. Now, he's not in power now. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. But he won't commit to going on record saying this is a free and fair election if he loses. If he loses, it's rigged. It's a hoax. If he wins, no problem. It's not rigged and it's not a hoax. A fucking 5-year-old could look at that logic and say there's a problem.
Wrong.
Okay?
Why aren't they?
Fake news.
We should let 5-year-olds vote because they could see that and then they could vote against him. Another reason Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, and I just want to stop people. If you're listening to this and you're getting upset with me saying this, okay, I want to tell you this, and this is only true for me. Okay, I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I wore our uniform for almost 3 years on active duty. I served on the DMZ of North Korea. Okay? I invested a significant amount of my life and put my life in jeopardy to serve this country and defend our Constitution. So this is very important to me, actually. To see some fucking huckster, convicted criminal, somebody who waged an insurrection against our country, makes my blood boil. Okay? All right, so back to the other reason why he's a threat to democracy. All he does is make these false claims of election fraud. Okay, the 2020 election went before almost 70 courts and 70 judges based on these frivolous claims of election fraud, and every single case was thrown out. But this Trump runs around there telling people and his followers that the election in 2020 was stolen. That's bullshit. Okay? Trump encouraged the January 6th insurrection.
You mean it wasn't a day of love?
A day of love.
A day of love.
Do you think that was a day of love?
Patriots on all sides. What did he say? It was peaceful and patriotic.
Maybe if you were on Trump's side, okay? Maybe if you were there to support Trump, you thought it was a day of love. But I will tell you, for all of those Congress people cowering in the Capitol building, it wasn't a day of love.
No. And his vice president.
For the police officers who were fucking assaulted and murdered by the rioters, it was not a day of love. And all you have to do is watch or read about what happened on that day, okay? and pull your head out of Trump's fucking ass, and you can see that it was not a day of love. Okay? Another reason Trump is a threat to democracy is his constant attacks on the free press. Now, I have my issues with the media. Okay, you've heard me talk about this before. How the media sane washes Trump. They cover him like he's a normal candidate. They skip over the crazy shit that he says and that he does. And they, for some reason, attempt to cover him like he's not a fucking lunatic and a danger to our country. He's not a normal candidate. He is a lunatic, and he is a danger to our country. And Trump wants to abolish the free press. And he talks about shutting down news outlets who don't give him favorable news coverage. You want to say something?
No, just everything. Project 2025.
Yeah.
The elimination of the Department of Education so people can be left in the dark, so nobody is getting a real critical thinking education.
Yeah.
Did you see that whole news clip where I think it was Fox, and the reporter was like, oh, what happens if they want to change the curriculum to where this country was built on the backs of slaves? And he said, oh, we'll just get rid of them. We won't fund them anymore. And it's like, that's what fucking happened.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's basically
so again, this repeated calling into question the legitimacy of the 2020 election. And now he's doing it with the 2024 election, right? Yeah. He's trying to undermine people's faith in our elections. That's anti-democratic. Let's see. He has in the past suggested elections should be delayed or canceled, right? Let's see. What else does Trump do that's a threat to democracy? He loves to praise authoritarian leaders. Vladimir Putin. Xi Jinping. Kim Jong-un. Loves those guys. Orban talks endlessly about them. How they're his good friends. Right?
Now you got all these big-time billionaires farming out money to folks so they'll vote.
You're talking about Elon Musk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who earlier in the week was saying he'll pay $1 million a day for people who sign some sort of pledge or something like that, I believe. Right? To commit to voting conservative or something. I don't know exactly, but it's something like that.
I don't know. It's just, sorry. I can't. You're going to get me all.
So listen.
Drag me into my existential hell again.
You don't have to. So the other thing that he's doing that's a threat to democracy, this Trump, right, is pressuring election officials to overturn election results. We know it, right? This happened in 2020. This happened in Georgia. Right, where he called up Rathelsberger, whatever his name is, and told him to find 11,000 more votes, Brad. Find them. Just 11,000. That's all we need. You can do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So voter fraud in his favor.
I just want to find 11,780 votes. That's all we need. Why is our dog going crazy?
It's a great question.
Amazon driver must have pulled in. Either that or
somebody's
it's the
robbing our house.
The Trump people are coming for me.
Oh my God.
They know we're recording this. Let's see. What else is anti-democratic? Trump wants to end birthright citizenship.
They also want to deport immigrants.
Right. And so what we're talking about there, birthright citizenship, right, is if you're an immigrant to this country and you have a child here, your child is a citizen.
Yeah.
Right?
Not anymore.
No, he wants to get rid of that. Let's see, what else does he do? He attacks our judiciary constantly. Okay? And I will say, our judiciary, let's set aside the Supreme Court for a second, has been the firewall against Trump up to this point. Right? So, Trump is a threat to democracy. Full stop.
Facts.
He cannot win this election.
Facts.
Right? And if it looks like he has won this election, I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen.
So people, listen to me. How do we stop that?
Vote.
We vote.
Vote.
Get out and vote.
Tell your friends. Vote.
Because the one thing right now across this country, as we sit here recording today, Harris has a slight lead. But it's within the margin of error. Okay? And this could easily be lost. But one thing we know is that when voter turnout is high, okay, Democrats win. And we're seeing good signs. So I'm trying to ease your existential dread. Listen.
Thanks.
Right now, in early voting, over 1 million people have voted in Georgia.
That's great news.
Right? Okay. Now, I want to talk about something else related to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing over there on your phone?
Texting our kid
to tell him to shut
the dog up. To shut the dog up.
Thank you. I'm going to give you one of these. Okay. So earlier this year, and I haven't had a chance to talk about this on the podcast because we haven't recorded in a long time. I finished this almost 2,000 page book.
What?
Called The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
I thought you wrote a book.
No.
You finished.
I finished reading. It is considered probably the seminal authority in terms of a historical account of how the Nazis rose to power, right? What they did when they were in power and then how they fell. Hence the title, The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. Right.
And where are we in this book? In current events? Are we on page 1,000?
No, we fortunately are still in the rise part of the book.
Oh, lovely.
Right.
We're not in the fall part?
No, because Trump and his MAGAs were not in power long enough to sort of turn the whole country into a fascist state.
Isn't that what happened with Hitler?
Yes, right?
So what page in the book are we? 300?
Yeah, we're still early, right? So I want to talk a little bit about the ways that Trump and the MAGAs, politicians, and this Project 2025, right? Which is basically the blueprint for what Trump and the MAGAs want to do if they win. Right, why that is very similar to fascism and what the Nazis did, right? So I want to talk a little bit about that.
You're going to plunge me into darkness, aren't you?
Well, let's just know.
Let's just know?
No, I was going to say, let's just stop, right? You don't need to go into darkness. There's a way out of this. That's through voting, right?
Okay.
And I believe right now, I believe that Kamala Harris will win. Okay. So Trump and the MAGAs use something called populist nationalism. Okay. Mm-hmm. They tried to talk about how great the country is, right, all the time, right? They try to appeal to this idea, this big idea of national greatness. We're better than everyone. Everything was the best. It was like so great under me, right? Like that. Nothing is better than me, right? Nothing is better than America. This idea of American exceptionalism, right? And the slogan, "Make America Great Again," right, is actually sort of an echo of what never mind the fact that Trump stole that from Ronald Reagan, right? But in this because he did, but in this context, it has very disturbing echoes to how the Nazis were able to grab power after the really humiliating defeat they experienced in World War I. Okay, not the Nazis, but the Germans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Hitler and his cronies seized upon this idea and this approach of populist nationalism, right, to get people to support them. Now, you're not going to like this, right? Another kind of very similar factor between the Nazis and MAGA is the charismatic leader, right? The strong man or the strong person. I suppose you could have a fascist woman as well. But the Nazis had Hitler, right? MAGA has Donald Trump. And both the Nazis and MAGA talk about their leaders as being the only one who can fix the problem, the only one who's capable of restoring national greatness, right? The savior mentality, right?
Wasn't Trump blessed by Jesus himself?
Well, this is what you hear the evangelicals, right? The evangelical Christians
the Christian
say.
nationalists.
Right, they talk about how Jesus picked Donald Trump. He is an imperfect vessel, right? Yes, he talks about grabbing women by the pussy. Yes, he talks about, and they let you do that, right? Because you're a celebrity. He talks about being able to shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, right? And nobody would care. He lies about everything, right? Yet, people who are supposed to be Christians, right, and sort of reject that kind of behavior, right? They rationalize this, right, because Donald Trump is doing the things they want him to do, right? They rationalize this by saying he's an imperfect vessel, right? Just like Jesus. Jesus wasn't perfect, right? So people can talk themselves into anything if it's benefiting them, right? All right, so what else does Trump and the MAGA movement do that's similar to the Nazis? Seizing on us versus them, right, mentality. Trying to create a divide between the true Americans, right, the people on his side,
patriots,
and the rest of us, right?
Patriotics.
And, Trump talks about immigrants. He talks about people on the left, right, as being vermin, scum, polluting the blood of our country. This is all language that the Nazis used, right?
Shithole countries.
Right. Shithole countries. He talks about other countries as being shithole countries. Another thing that Trump does that the Nazis did, right, is try to undermine trust in our institutions of government. Okay? So he talks about, and institutions of our society. He talk about the media as being fake news and the enemy of the people, right? And that's what Hitler did. He talks about our courts being rigged, our elections being rigged, right? Everything is rigged. Everything's a hoax, right? Unless it's benefiting him.
Right.
Okay, that's something the Nazis loved to do. Scapegoats, right? Nothing is ever the problem of Donald Trump or the MAGAs. It's always the problem of somebody else. Somebody else created the problems, right? We can blame our problems on other people and attack those people, right? So who are those people? We just talked about that. Immigrants, Democrats, people in other countries, right? The Chinese. Now, the Nazis, their primary scapegoats were the
Jews.
Right, the Jews and other ethnic and political minorities.
Gypsies.
Unions, right?
The LGBTQ community.
Yep. Gay people. Yep. So, I don't know. One of the things I learned early kind of in my adult life was that if you're constantly pointing the finger at other people and blaming other people for all of your fucking problems, maybe you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's something you try to learn pretty early in life, I think. What else has Trump done that's similar to what the Nazis did?
What hasn't he done?
In
what ways is he dissimilar?
Militarization of his supporters, okay? This is something the Nazis did.
Oh, you mean like the people who went out and were attacking the FEMA officials that were trying to help people in the recent flooding?
Right.
You mean like stuff like that?
Yeah, this fucking MAGA cunts in Tennessee who were interfering with and threatening the FEMA response. Yes, on the ground. Exactly what I'm talking about. Right? So MAGA has the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, right? Stand back, stand by, right? We heard that in 2020, right? And these were the fucking pieces of shit who attacked our Capitol, right? God knows what's going on now. If Trump wins, I have to delete this episode, by the way.
I was going to say, I think like no matter the outcome,
yeah,
if she wins, if he wins, there's no way we're not going into a violent period come this November. I don't see any way around it.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
And there's no escape pods available for the mass amounts of Americans that will need it. I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, I'm almost done. Let me get through this list, okay? But you're right. We're heading towards something, right? All right, so the other thing that MAGA and the Nazis do, right, is undermine the integrity of elections, right? We've seen that. The Nazis did that. They attacked democratic processes before they seized power, including elections. They didn't have much use for elections either. And we've heard Trump
to vote again.
Exactly. We've heard Trump say, we just have to win this one, and then you don't ever have to worry about voting again. Authoritarian tendencies. Okay? Trump, MAGA, the Nazis.
We get the picture.
They love authoritarians.
Can we go back to talking about bidets?
Let me just finish. The focus on national rebirth, right? This idea that our country needs to be reborn and rebuilt, right? I don't know about you. I walk out my fucking door. I don't see this America that Trump describes.
Nobody sees that America.
Right?
You know where I see it? In the schools where the kids are under threat of anybody walking in there with a gun, with a mass shooting, or going to the mall, or going to a festival and being in fear.
Right.
Because guns have more rights than children do. And teachers are supposed to be now therapists, police officers, and they're underpaid. And they're not even supposed to be teaching the curriculum that is real and true and meant to employ critical thinking skills in our youth.
Yeah.
Because Trump wants to do away with the Department of Education.
Can you imagine that?
It's just like the whole thing. It's just, it's all connected. And I cannot, I've said this to you before, wrap my head around anybody who can't put the pieces together for themselves and they still come up with Trump as the answer. So that scares me that there are so many people that are outspokenly in support of a misogynist, racist, sexual predator, homophobe.
Right.
Did I say enough now? I'm in the hot water. I'm in the frog pot with you. The water is boiled.
Well, so be it.
I told you back in 2016. What did I tell you?
You said you were voting for Donald Trump and
No.
you didn't, and I could take my vote for Hillary and shove it up my ass. No, what did you say?
I said, you take my blonde-haired, blue-eyed children far away from me, and you save my babies, except they're not babies anymore. So now we all need an escape plan.
Right. All right. So last thing, we've seen this, right? Last similarity I'm just going to mention between Donald Trump and his MAGA movement and the Nazis, right?
Yeah. So much for the it can never happen, never again movement.
Are trying to appeal to people on a racial and ethnic spectrum, right? I mean, the Nazis were all about white supremacy, right? And anti-Semitism, right? And we see lots of what I'll call MAGA dog whistling in that direction, right? They've not been quite bold enough to come out and say it the way that the Nazis did, right? But pretty damn fucking close. Right. The last thing
they're eating the dogs and the cats.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's
othering people.
So that's an example of something that Adolf Hitler wrote about this in his diary, Mein Kampf. Right. Not his diary. It was his
his mantra,
his manifesto.
Yeah, his manifesto.
When he was in jail. What's interesting I learned about is he didn't really write it. He dictated most of that to an assistant he had in jail. But
he had an assistant in jail.
Yes. After he was thrown in jail for the beer hall pooch. But I digress. So one of the things Hitler goes on about in Mein Kampf is this idea, okay, that people are basically good, right? He talks about how in the course of people's everyday lives, they go around, right? And while they may tell little lies, right, here and there, right? Did you speed on the way to work today? No, I drove the speed limit, right?
I got it.
Yeah, that kind of thing, right? Most people are good and are uncomfortable themselves telling big lies, right? And one of Hitler's sort of insights, right, was that people trust the politicians they elect, and they don't believe that politicians, like themselves, will tell big lies, right? And so Hitler, he wrote all this shit down in his book.
You mean you could read it?
You can read this,
right,
basically
but most
said.
People haven't read it.
So this is what we do. We tell big lies. That is how we fool people.
Yeah.
Right? And we see this is what Trump and the MAGAs do. They fucking lie. They tell these gigantic big lies. This is why we call the 2020 election denialism the big lie, right? That election was stolen or rigged, right? Like you just said, this whole thing about Haitian immigrants eating the dogs, eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there, right? That's a big lie, right? And the people who follow him eat it up. I don't know how you shake, I don't know how you shake 150 million people back into fucking reality.
You can't.
I don't know what to do, but here's what we can do, okay? Don't lose hope. Okay, I've doomed us. I've said all of this. I'm going to put it out there. Okay? I have to say this. Please go out and vote. Vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Walz.
There's no T.
There's no T. I voted for the one with a T.
Oh, no.
Are we in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't vote yet.
All right. So what can you do, Jen? You're sitting there. You're in an existential crisis. I can see it.
I have been in one for the last 8 years.
Right. So what can we do? Well, first of all, get out and vote. I mean, it's probably too late to register to vote at this
No,
point,
it's
but
not.
it might
Actually,
not
wait,
be.
it's not. You
Okay.
should look. Okay, so tell people,
You tell them.
look up your voter registration deadlines.
Okay.
Because it's usually, you're probably still within the limits. You just have to look what your local rules
You're
and your
brilliant.
state rules are.
You're brilliant. All right. So register and vote.
We found out we were not registered. We fixed that ASAP.
Get out there and vote. What else can you do? You can talk to people. Spread the word. Okay.
But do it careful. So this is the scary part. Like what?
Go ahead.
You gave me a look like, why are you saying these things? Like I'm not allowed to talk.
Well, you said do it carefully. I mean, I'm going to put out this podcast.
Okay, well, I'm saying this because I've recently been in conversation with a fellow mom and who's a teacher.
Tell their name and address, please.
And they've tried having frank conversations with people that they work with, and they get very defensive.
Oh, I talked to that
very
same
angry.
person.
I know you did. I told her to talk to you. It's a she. Sorry, I did say mom and her, so it's totally fine.
All right.
I talk to moms all the time,
Okay.
but it's scary as fuck out there. Like we talk about the fact that we're scared to put a sign out on our front lawn.
That's true.
Right? Because again, I refer to the statement I made 5 minutes ago, which is no matter which way this election goes, there's a storm coming.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to state something as a fact. Democrats own guns too.
True.
And some Democrats are veterans.
Right.
And have been trained how to kill people.
Right. My point is that if you've drinking deep enough from the Kool-Aid,
yeah,
people are capable of all sorts of shit.
Yes, they are. I'm an optimist. I think the center is going to hold.
I sure hope you're right.
I think law and order will prevail. Now we have a whole other problem with this next generation of maggots coming up. Okay? Like Vance.
I mean, that's the other scary part. Because if he does win the election, everything I've been reading lately is that it's basically we're handing this election to Vance.
Yeah. No.
We're not even voting for Trump. He's just the figurehead on the Hydra.
But all he wants to do is play golf and stay out of jail.
Make as much money as possible on the backs of people that he is shilling. He's a snake oil salesman.
And stay out of jail.
I cannot.
All right,
I don't care how many explanations that people can give for this behavior. It's beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, hey, look, I mean, J.D. Vance has some good things going for him.
Oh, yeah, he's got a beautiful wife who has a bunch of children that he has nothing to do with.
Well, I mean, he fucked a couch. And allegedly fucked a couch. And in college, he played this game called Ookie Cookie, right? Where a group of fraternity brothers.
Okay, all right. We don't need to hear this. Can we move on? I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, cover your ears for a second.
I already know.
I'm going to mute your headphones. Hold on. So in college, J.D. Vance ate a cookie covered with the semen of his fraternity brothers, allegedly. All right, I'll turn Jen's headphones back up. I don't think she heard any of that.
Of course I heard every word.
How'd you hear it? I turned your headphones down.
And I know what Ookie Cookie is.
Oh.
I don't live under a fucking rock.
All right, so what else can we do? Okay, let's get back. You took us off. I know you needed to go there, but I was telling people what they can do to help. Let's recap, okay? Register and vote.
Talk to people.
Talk to people, okay? As scary as that might be, there's still time to volunteer for the Harris campaign, okay? There are things you can do. You can go phone banking, right? You can go canvassing, right? Go door to door. New Hampshire's right nearby. Maine is nearby if you live in New England. Even Pennsylvania is within a drive if you live in the tri-state area, right? What's the tri-state area? That
New
just
York,
sounded
New
like I
Jersey,
should
and
say it.
Pennsylvania.
It just
That is
sounded-
the tri-state area.
It is?
Yes.
Let's get to Pennsylvania. We have a lot of listeners in New York, actually. So get over there to Pennsylvania.
New York is a big state.
Okay. Donate to the campaign. We've donated several times, right? Mm-hmm. Right. I bought a hat. I have my hat here, my Harris Waltz hat, sitting on the table. Okay. I bought a hat, and the money for that went to the campaign. Okay. You can go to campaign events. Okay. So
Standouts.
right. Engage in voter education. Okay. You can talk to others. This is voter education, what we're doing here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I started this by talking about why I was voting for Kamala Harris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And talked about some of her policy positions I agree with. We can combat misinformation. It's another thing we're trying to do here. Okay. I'm trying to illuminate, okay, what's happening here with this Trump and these MAGAs. Okay. We're combating misinformation. And when somebody tells you they're eating the pets, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, right? You say that's not true. They're not doing that. They might be fucking the pets, but they're not eating them. What? Okay. Let's see. You can join local support groups, okay, or create one. I mean, we went to our local Democratic, what was it called?
Committee.
In our town here.
It's a watch party for the
For the night of
the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah, and so I volunteered to give some words at that event. Now, it didn't go over so well because everybody was there in a good mood. And in a celebratory mood, I got up in front of everybody and I basically told people, stop celebrating like Harris has won. There's a lot of work to do. You need to get out there and help her win. Right?
Also,
and then they gave me the hook. They pulled me off of the stage. Yes, they did.
So
they gave me the hook.
I'm just going to say one more thing.
Go ahead, please.
It's not just the presidential race that matters too. Lots of down ballot.
Down ballots. Right, because even if Harris wins, if we don't get the House and the Senate, if we lose the Senate, we're fucked. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to win it all, folks. Remember when Obama won it all? What did we get?
Obamacare.
The Affordable Care Act. That's what we got. God bless that beautiful man, John McCain.
Oh, God.
Right? All right. The other thing we can do is use social media to spread these positive messages, okay? There's just some things that we can do. All right?
Yep.
Listen, come on.
What?
Don't get down in the dumps.
What?
We needed to talk to the people about this. It's very important.
All right. The people have been told.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say?
No, now I want to go cry in the corner.
Why? Why do you want to cry? Talk to me.
No, we're not.
No,
No, don't you dare. I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Stop. Just stop.
I'm not doing anything. Just tell me.
I know what you're doing. You fucker.
Talk to me.
There's nothing to talk about. Okay, are we?
Hold on.
We've done our piece. We talked about the fun stuff. We talked about the election. We talked about our bidets. Can you turn the music off, please, for the love of God?
All hope is not lost. I promise you.
Okay, enough.
All right, so listen.
Let's play some Deftones.
I can't. You know I'm not allowed to play music here. I'll get pulled down off of YouTube if that happens. I'll get flagged. All right. Well, it's been months. Anything else you want to talk about? Set aside the election. What else is on the horizon? Oh, I know. Hold on. I know. Hold on. I have to scroll past my notes here. That was a lot.
Yeah.
I guarantee you nobody made it through all of that. All right. So let's talk about some fun stuff. What are we watching on TV or movies or books we're reading? Let's end with that. How's that?
Sure.
Is that positive?
Sure.
Okay.
What are we watching? Agatha All Along.
Agatha All Along.
Yeah.
Right? It's a show about witches.
Yeah.
Right? We've been watching that.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
We like that.
Uh-huh.
What do you like about it?
I like that song that there's like 12 different versions of.
What song?
Down, down, down the road.
Is that a real song?
Down the witch's road. They wrote it for the show.
All right. So we're watching that.
What else are we watching?
We just finished
Big Brother, which is so sad because that's the best
our favorite show
of
ever.
summer.
Big Brother.
Big Brother. I'm in a little bit of a Big Brother show hole. But you know what starts tomorrow?
What?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, no kidding.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love that show so much.
I know. I got you started watching Interview with the Vampire. I don't know
I'm
if you like
enjoying
it
it.
or not.
I'm enjoying it. Very gay. Gay vampires.
I did confirm it. They were.
They were what?
They were in the book.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm actually enjoying it more than True Blood.
True Blood's so cheesy.
I know, but what I'm saying is that was filled with gay vampires too.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Pansexuals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I read those books like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean...
32 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was in them.
Yeah, it's old.
So I am actually really enjoying it. The guy who plays Louis is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Except he sounds like Denzel Washington, which is like fucking me up a lot. And I like the guy who plays Lestat. There's some good humor in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I'm enjoying it. The problem is the books get super fucking weird as they go deeper into the series.
I don't know. I think I read most of them, if not all of them.
Okay.
But it was, like you said, like 30 years ago. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah. So we're watching Interview with a Vampire. The Penguin.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Watching The Penguin. That's been really good. I'm enjoying The Penguin. Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sidebar.
What?
I did go see the Joker part.
Hold on. Say penguin.
Penguin.
You say penguin.
Penguin.
No, it's not a penguin. It's a penguin.
Whatever.
Not a penguin.
It's a penguin.
A penguin.
No, it's a penguin.
Not a penguin.
That's how I'm going to say it.
No.
So you can...
It's penguin.
It's not penguin.
Okay, so you saw Joker. So
I saw Joker.
I told you before you went to go see this.
You tried very hard to dissuade me from seeing this, by the way.
Well, I told you that everybody I trust who's a film reviewer hates the Joker too. So I wouldn't go see the Joker too. What are you doing?
Penguin.
Yeah, penguin.
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 Not penguin.
Penguin.
No, it's not a penguin.
No. Stop.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, I suspected that I would enjoy the Joker fully ado, whatever the name of it is.
And you did.
And I very much enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I'm very glad I saw it in the big screen. And I tried to find reviews that would enlighten me as to why people...
You didn't look hard enough.
I told you to send me some. Regardless, I enjoyed it. I thought it was worth watching. And, yeah. I thought it was a lot better than the Batman movie with, what's his name? Robert Pattinson.
I have to break this out.
It was a lot better, in my opinion. What's the one with, the cat girl?
Cat girl?
Or Catwoman?
Every Batman movie
Is
has
that the one
Cat
with Robert
Girl.
Pattinson?
Yeah.
There's more than one Robert Pattinson.
No, there's just
Batman?
one Robert Pattinson.
What's the one where she's on a motorcycle?
That's the Robert Pattinson Batman.
No, there's the one with the Nirvana music. That is not
That's
that
the
one.
Robert Pattinson one.
No, she's in that one too. Zoe, what's her name? Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman.
No, there's more than one, I think. I think there's more.
There's just one. They haven't made the second one yet. The other Catwoman was Anne Hathaway.
Which one was that in? Yeah, that one was terrible. What's that one? Who was playing Batman for that one?
That's the one with Bane.
Who played- Was that Christian Bale?
Yes, Batman. Christian Bale. Yeah, it was Christian Bale.
So, number one,
yeah.
there were more than one Batman with Robert Pattinson.
No, there wasn't. There's just the Batman. That's it.
Oh, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, no, I didn't like Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman because I'm sort of very partial to the Tim Burton version.
Here we go.
Of Michelle Pfeiffer playing Catwoman.
Everything Tim Burton did was the best, the greatest.
I didn't say that. I like Harley Quinn in the newer stuff, the Suicide Squad movies.
Okay.
I like the, what's the name of that movie? The Emancipation of Harley.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Oh, so good.
I'm not into that.
I love it.
All right. Okay, so you're liking...
Anyways, I very much enjoyed Joker.
Okay.
And I highly recommend. Oh, and books that we're reading.
But you like The Penguin.
I do like The Penguin.
Okay.
I am reading the book series of that they turned into a show called The Expanse. And I'm really enjoying that.
What's the name of the book series?
I don't know.
Who wrote those books? At least give
James
the author a
S.A.
shout
Crowley.
out. James what?
James S.A. Cromley?
Like the letter S, the letter A?
Yeah.
Okay.
James S.A. Corey, sorry.
Corey, okay.
It's a duo, though, apparently. Pen name used by collaborators Daniel Abram and Ty Frank, author of the sci-fi series The Expanse.
Wow.
I guess that is the name of the book
Two
series.
people wrote a book, huh?
It's a huge series. I didn't realize it's so big. It's like 9 books, and then they have a whole bunch of novels.
Fuck
like,
that shit. That's too much.
Short stories
it's too
to
much.
expand on the... It's really good shit.
Give up on it.
Oh, in Germany, their books are published under the name James Corey with the middle... I don't know. Oh, S.A. are the initials of their children's...
Oh, shit.
What?
I just realized I didn't review the Massachusetts local election.
It doesn't matter. We're past it now.
We are?
We can't go back, Bob.
Okay.
We're not going back.
All right. What else have you read? You've read some of that beach smut lately.
Beach smut. I do like the beach smut. It's fun.
What's that? Ellen Hildebrand? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's good to read.
Yeah.
It's good brain candy.
Okay.
You're just reading dystopian.
I'm not, actually. I'll tell you what I'm reading.
What are you reading?
I did tell you I finished Rise and Fall of the Third Reich finally.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my problem. I'm trying to listen to less podcasts and more audiobooks. And I finally got hooked up with the Libby audiobook app.
Is she a good Libby's a good app. Okay, come on. Tell us about Libby.
It's an app where you can borrow audiobooks and other books, right? So anyways, I've been trying to listen to more books. I have a real hard time reading now for lots of reasons. My eyes, at bedtime, I'm like just too tired, right? I never make it more than like a page through. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm going back into the office like 4 days a week, I have much more time in the car. Mm-hmm. So I'm able to get through books more and consume book content that I've been meaning to get to. So that's how I basically got through Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. Then I listened to the audiobooks for this series of books called the Southern Reach Trilogy.
Oh, you listened to them?
Yes, by Jeff VanderMeer.
Yeah.
And these are the 3 books that the movie Annihilation is based on.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can totally now see why they made Annihilation into a single movie out of these 3 books.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. The 4th book is actually coming out.
It's no longer a trilogy, people.
Right. It's a quadrilogy.
Yeah. I just remember reading the books a long time ago, so I'd have to reread them. But there's like these descriptions in the books that are almost like poetry
It's very poetic.
when they're going down into the tower.
Yeah, most of it is very poetic.
And like I just remember it giving me like it evoked something.
Sexual? Or?
No, not sexual. Just like a visual, like I don't even know how to explain it. It was very well written. The descriptions, like that's what I remember.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of his prose. It's just, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So
maybe that's what I was responding to.
the 4th book is coming out in a matter of days.
Okay.
So I need to get through the book I'm currently listening to, which is by this writer that I really like named Mark Helprin. Now, lest you think based on my earlier rantings and ravings, I do not hate conservatives, right? He is a conservative, right? He's been a conservative commentator over the years, but he writes the most beautiful novels. And they're really long, complicated books, but they're also incredibly hilarious. His name's Mark Helprin. Did I say that?
Yes, you said that several times.
So the one I'm reading now is The Oceans and the Stars, a sea story, a war story, a love story. It's really, really good. Go ahead.
I want to ask people, maybe you'll engage with us. If you're listening to an audiobook, are you reading the book or are you listening to the book?
I'm going to throw this fucking microphone at you. You get... How dare you even ask that question?
Well, it's true. Reading is a specific verb that means an action where you're using your eyes and you're reading something on a piece of paper.
I talked to a brain scientist about this.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, let me hear.
And you know what they told me?
Yeah, what?
You're full of shit.
I don't think so.
That the same parts of the brain are activated when you listen to a book versus reading it.
I'm talking about the verb that you're using. If you're listening to an audiobook, it's different than reading a physical book. That's my only point. I don't think you can use the word. I can't think you can say I'm reading a book. You can say I'm listening to an audiobook. I really want to know what people have to think about this.
Okay, people. Let us know.
Thank you.
Is listening to an audiobook the same as reading an audiobook with your... reading a book with your eyes?
Now, can you say that you're reading a book if you're actually listening to an audiobook? That's the question.
Okay. I don't even understand the question. I guess I need to read it.
We need to improve your critical thinking skills. Okay, folks.
What did you just say to me?
I said we need to improve your...
I'm not done. Hold on. There's another book I need to tell people about.
Okay.
That they have to read.
All right, tell us.
It's a book called Nuclear War.
Oh, yeah.
By the reporter Annie Jacobsen. It is a second by second, minute by minute accounting of what would happen during a global nuclear conflict. And let me just say this. It's not fucking good. Nobody comes out on top. It's impossible to win a nuclear war. Mm-hmm. Right? And it would effectively destroy almost everything on this planet. And there would be some survivors, and it would take something like 24,000 years for the Earth to recover.
Great.
So
on that uplifting note,
and she talks in great detail about how imperfect the system regulating and preventing a nuclear war is, and how close we are at all times.
You do realize you're driving me back into the existential hole.
I thought this would help. We were talking about...
We were, and it was fine until you brought up nuclear war.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, you want to end on something positive?
Tell me.
I can't think of anything.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Well, look. All
right, folks.
I'm not going to say it's good to be back. Do I seem excited? Did I jump back into it? How did I seem? What do they call that? Let's debrief.
No, we're not doing this. No.
What do you mean?
No. How many minutes have we been on this?
1 hour, 35 minutes.
Okay. Folks, it's been a pleasure. Maybe we'll do more. We don't know. Let's make it through the next 2 weeks.
I don't remember how to say goodbye.
I'm telling you, we're doing it right now. I'm the closing ceremony. Follow my lead.
Wait, we used to have we used to have words.
No
you used
words.
to say something.
No.
You had a phrase.
All right, folks.
What was your phrase?
Adios.
What was mine? I don't remember. It's been so long. Did I say bye now?
Bye now.
Okay. Boy.
You can do it.
Can I do it?
I'm here for you.
Did I used to have this problem?
Ready? Yes, you've always had this problem. This
okay,
is
well...
a serial problem that you've had.
All right, people. I'm not going to say it was great. I probably said a bunch of stuff here I shouldn't have said today. I'm probably going to lose some friends online, on Facebook, on Instagram, in real life.
Say Livy.
I'm probably going to get hunted by MAGA. I'm probably going to get audited by the IRS.
All right. Can we...
Hey. They're probably going to flip my vote from Harris to Trump.
We're going back.
They're going to... No, what if they come and eat our pets?
Okay, ready?
Of the people who live here. The pets of the people who live here.
It's a pleasure.
All right, bye everyone. Bye now.
This world of ours, ever growing smaller, must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate. Those who have freedom will understand also its heavy responsibility. That all who are insensitive to the needs of others will learn charity, and that the sources, scourges of poverty, disease, and ignorance will be made disappear from the earth. And that in the goodness of time, all peoples will come to live together in a peace guaranteed by the binding force of mutual respect and love. I shall never cease to do what little I can to help the world advance along that road.